What is up, y'all? JT Resident Dog Fishing. Let's talk rods and manufacturers. Fortunately, the last few months, I've had to deal with two different rod manufacturers with warranty claims. I didn't film much when I was up in Tennessee. I showed y'all in the last video a few of the nice trout I caught up there, and got them on my Orvis 10'6" 3-weight. Now, let's talk about warranty on the Orvis. That was phenomenal. Here's the video I recorded up in Tennessee with that scenario. Yo, yo, yo. All right, all right. Quick pit stop in the fishing department. They hooked me up. This is why you buy a decent rod. So my first day here, like an idiot, I'm walking out of my condo here, and what did I do? I snapped off freaking tip of my damn Orvis rod. So I called him up, like, hey, I'm in Tennessee and I busted the tip on my rod. Warranty claim, boom, 20 bucks to next day air. A new tip for my rod. Boom, look at that. Fits just like a dream. Boom, I'm a 10-foot 3-weight. Yeah, buddy. Back fishing, let's go. But no, seriously, huge shout out to Orvis. I couldn't believe how quick and easy and cheap it was. I even bought a second tip just so I got one. All right, let's break this sucker down. Get back out to fishing, man. Now, fast forward to last week. I'm out in Pine Island Sound with rods I've come to love and trust up until the inevitable happened. This is TFO, Temple Fork Outfitters. This was their Pro S 7.6 medium action. I've got like 6 of them, and I've had them since 2022. No issues whatsoever with those rods. And out fishing, making a normal cast. What in the freaking world? And you see what happened, which I believe was a defect in the rod, because there's no chips or nothing on that rod, on the butt section or on the main section. Obviously the brake there, nothing on these rods. They're in great shape. I take good care of them. So I believed it was a defect in the rod that eventually caused it to break. Correct me if I'm wrong. Drop a line in the comment section saying I'm crazy. So I got home from fishing, went online to TFO, and saw their lifetime warranty. I go, well, to me, that's a warranty issue. I've never had a rod break there. I've fished cheap Walmart specials for years until I decided to upgrade to a decent rod. I think these are about 130 bucks a pop if you buy them retail. And to me, it shouldn't have broke there. So I assumed it was a warranty claim. I went through their process. They tell you to take pictures of the butt section, pictures of the logo section, pictures of the brake, and a picture of the entire rod, and send in your proof of purchase. Did all that, sent it off to TFO. The night I got back, So Tuesday morning, I get an email from them saying, hey, sorry about your rod, but it doesn't look like a warranty issue. If you want your rod replaced, we have a replacement warranty. It's $65, and you have to send the rod back to them. That's crazy. By the time I package this rod up, ship it back, spend the $65, I might as well just go buy a brand new one. It's not worth it. So I emailed him back, I responded, and I said, hey, I don't think this wasn't an accident. This is a warranty. And he kind of pushed back quite profusely on my belief that it was a warranty issue, not an accidental breakage. That was my fault. Don't get me wrong, I've broke rods. I've actually broke one of these rods on a fish, lifting it out of the water like I shouldn't have. But did I call him crying saying, hey, your rod broke? No, I did something dumb. Just like my Orvis, I did something dumb walking out of the condo with a 10'6" rod and caught it in the top of the door. That's on me. This, I don't believe, was on me. So after about 3 or 4 emails, I said, I'm going to call TFO, see if I can talk to somebody over there. So I called him up, and the same guy I've been emailing answers the phone. And I run him through the process. I'm like, hey, I tell him the whole thing. I'm out fishing. I caught 2 24-inch redfish, a 24 and a 22, a decent-sized jack, and 3 casts later, it snaps. And if there was something wrong with it, it probably should have broke on one of those decent reds. But go back last week and watch that video. Oh, the week before, same rod. That's 4 decent-sized reds on this rod with no issues. And then, boom, it goes. I don't know. I'm not a rod builder, I'm not a rod expert. Y'all drop a comment below and think if it's me or if it's the rod. But, long story short, after some pushback, I told him I have the whole thing on video of what happened from the redfish all the way up to the jack. If you want to see how it broke. And I mentioned something about posting to social media, and he immediately changed his tune and said, well, we'll send you a rod. UPS man just arrived. Here we go. Brand new TFO Pro S rod. Let's get this sucker out of the box. See what we're working with. There we go. Let me grab one of my original Pro S rods and we'll take a look at the difference. There we go. Original Pro S and the new replacement one. I mean, right off the rip, they changed colors of them. You can see that the original's a silver, the new one's a bronze. Both medium actions. The tip's a little faster on that one. They feel about the same. TFO does do their color coded for the different medium, heavy, light. So with the gold inlay there on the new one, and on the original one it's much more pronounced. The gold there. Show you the difference. That's a medium rod. It puts, looks like the reel's a little farther forward on the new one. And one thing they did, which is with the blue inshore rods. So what they've done is you can see the blank comes all the way through the rod, supposedly for better feel. So you can actually, your palm's actually making contact with the rod to feel any subtle strikes. That's the theory behind that anyway. This does have the new Sea guides on it. Still has the same hook keeper that I like, which works really well when you're throwing soft plastics. Instead of having to pull the hook out to rig it up, it just slides in that little gap and locks it in. It's pressed down tight, hasn't been used, but that's the main difference is really just the color of the rod. They put some EPA foam on the butt instead of cork, the original ones. We're all good. It was supposed to be a down-locking reel seat. So let's throw my Stratic in here. See how she feels. It's got good balance. Right where your pivot point should be, I think, anyway, on a rod. Grip's weird. It's going to take some getting used to, I think. But, yeah. Same 7.6 medium, 6 to 12 pound line, 1/4 to 3 ounce. There we go. There's the new rod. Now we just got to get it out on the water, get some fish on it, and see how it really fishes. So all that being said, the Temple Fork Outfitters TFO rods make it right. Not going to take anything away from them. Absolutely, they did the right thing and sent me a replacement rod. Was the process smooth, quick, and easy like Orvis was? Absolutely not. I think Orvis knocked it out of the park. It was a 5-minute conversation, and 4 of those 5 minutes were verifying the address I was staying at up in Tennessee so I can get my rod. They got it. Get this guy back on the water as quick as possible. That should be, for any rod manufacturers, that should be the end goal. TFO probably could iron some things out, but again, they made it right. I got a rod. I'm going back fishing. Not this weekend. It's going to be crappy weather. I've got to do some work on the boat, replace the anchor light. So take you along for that one, and then I will see you on the water.